we're having a session which is not, it has nothing to do with, it's also very important because you know what God said to us yesterday was that, as I've told you that one of the things the Lord laid upon my heart is that there will be separation. God is trusting God for men that are really ready for Him to do great and mighty things in this season. So, what my session really, this is supposed to be my session in this program. And I want to be talking about what I'm a little bit familiar with, which has to do with finances, money. How many of you like to have money? You don't like money, you that bro. You didn't raise your hand. Okay. So I will be talking about mastering the dynamics of financial prudence. And really, I love the session I made the other time. And if you have anybody that you love so much that is outside, they're supposed to be here, please tell them to come in. Because there's some certain things that you need in life. You need it for not your generation. If Jesus started for your generation, many generations to come. By grace of God, I've worked with people, elderly people a lot. I have one of them presently, he's going to be 90. And I do a lot of things with him. I was still with him about a week ago. And anytime I see him, one of the things that endear me to people like that is that not only that at 90, they are still comfortable sending children abroad, sending grandchildren abroad, sending the wife, everybody to go to school abroad. Do a lot for their generation. But I'm grateful to God that I'm surrounded by people that really helped me. And they are still helping me. And that's one of the things I want us to learn today. It will go a long way, I can assure you. So there's something we call financial prudence. And one of the things I'm going to ask you tonight is that, are you a eater or a sower? This side. We call this one left wing, right wing, center wing, and right wing. So I can say right wing because it's going to be an interaction. And I trust God that one of the things that I'm trusting God for is that even church now, we need people that are financially prudent because of the time and season. As we are saying that things are very hard today, by virtue of what I do, I know that some people it's a good time. Because if you know how to plan your life, season like this is an addition. And it's not about age, it's about knowledge. That's what the Bible says, my people perish for what? For lack of knowledge. What makes many of us believers to be at the back, really, in the things of the scheme of things is because we lack knowledge. If you get knowledge on time, I can assure you, it's not difficult. Life is not difficult. I've said it several times to a lot of people that are very close to me. I said things are not that difficult if God help you to get your life in order quickly. I told you my background. I told you yesterday about how God has helped me. And it's because God is still helping me. As a matter of fact, I need more help now than before. So please stretch forth your hand and pray for me that God will help me. You no doubt. Okay, so are you a eater or a sower? And that's the area I want to start with today. You see, God is so good to every one of us. Whatever you ask God, He will give you. You want to be an eater, God will make you to be an eater. He will give you bread. If you want to be a sower, God will give you seed. First slide. So, are you a eater or are you a sower? It gives seed. It gives seed to the sower and what? Bread to the eater. So it depends on what you want. Many people look for bread, and that's why we pray, give us this day. A lot of people pray for daily bread. There's nothing wrong. But sincerely speaking, I think the prayer, sincerely I want you to pray, say, give us this day our daily seed to sow. Because really, once there is a seed time, there will be an harvest time. But most times, if all you do is eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, food for the belly, belly for the food, everything will do what? They will perish. But what things that last, what God has said that is possible to last, is seed time and harvest time. So I want to ask you again, are you a sower or a eater? So we are going to be talking about financial prudence, and I'm saying that you will try to understand the point I'm trying to bring out today. God does not want you to be really, really an eater. What God is looking for is for you to be a sower. In John chapter 15, God said to us that what he's looking for is a man that has fruits, not a man that carries leaf. So, how can you have fruits if you don't sow? Many problems today is that a lot of people are doing many things. This generation, you are fantastic people because you do many things. I call some of you Bele Pao because some of you will not leave the corner of your room and you are making money. I know somebody by my center wing. I know some of them. They will just sit down like this and they will be collecting money. I know people that do a lot of things. All of you know yourself. Now, don't be so. You know that some of you are just Bele Pao. As you sit at home like this, dollar is dropping, naira is dropping, pounds is dropping because you are having money. But you know, everything is time and season. If you are a good Christian, you'll have studied what Joseph did in the days of the Egyptians when he met with Pharaoh. He said there will be 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. Shall I tell you this? That's a Christian journey. There's a season. There's a season you're going to have everything. There's a season that you are not going to have everything. But you need to know how to save. You need to know how to manage your finances so that you can be comfortable throughout the season. Bible says a Christian that your leaf will be green when? Throughout the season. It takes wisdom. It takes knowledge. It takes skill. So, next slide, you need to be a sower. Don't be a eater. Don't just be a man that eats everything. A lot of people love to eat things. Don't be a man that eats everything. Know how to sow. And I will be coming up with some practical things that I'm doing, and I'm still trusting God to help me to do more. All right? Are you with me? So to be prudent means that prudence means conservative or conscious. That is, you are very, very detailed by what comes in. You manage things that comes your way. You are not just wasteful. This generation, because their hand is so fast to get money, also sometimes they can be wasteful. It's not only your generation, it's everybody. They said the money that a young man made early in the morning, it will use you to eat what? Beans cake. Because that's the truth. And I can attest to you that it is possible if there's no design templates that you are working with that can help you to deal with those things. The session we had last time talks about how we can have money, how we can be empowered, how we can make money. Somebody was sharing an idea how they can go into farming and make a lot of money by even planting tomato. And I can attest to that. That's my job. I'm on the field. I see a lot of things. I see young people. You see, that is why you see every time Nigeria, we have a lot of foreigners, Lebanese, all these people come to this country. They will come with a briefcase. But friends, they are not living with briefcase. because they see a lot of opportunity around us. Some of them go into farming, some of them go into this and that, this recycling. They are doing many things, and banks are financing them, and they know how to manage their resources so that they can take a huge returns back home. But many times we in this side of the world, we see all the opportunities and we don't harness it. So this first session has taught us how to harness all the opportunities that we have with us. One of the things also I've learned with those people that I've worked with, particularly those foreigners, is that even when they make all their money, they do not see them being flamboyant. I have a particular example. This man, all the banks in Nigeria asked him to come and take loan. He told them, he said he can even give them more money. And that was to demand. The company was so liquid. They don't have small money. So, but the owner, the MD, has Benz V-Boots. What do you call that bit? Benz. This V-Boots Benz. That old Benz is the Benz that they will be using. And he will be sitting next to the driver, and that one will be driving him around. So people are telling, sir, what's the problem? Bank said you should come and take, say you don't need money. We can see money. You see, when somebody has so much money that they can, the president of the country can threaten them and they can stand him. They had the problem that time, and they were able to stand him. They said, no, we can't. We have what it takes. So what now happened? So one day, I saw the man. I said, friends have been asked, buy another car. I said, what do I want to need the car for? I said, this one. Is it not moving? It was moving. So the secretary now went to him. Secretary in Nigeria now went to him. Sir, I've been working with you for a lot. I need a car. And I said, which kind of a car do you want? He said, sir, I don't like that kind of your own lifestyle, bro. I want a Chachatia rubber car. And the man bought it for the secretary. He said, go and get it. So I was wondering, you give your secretary, he said, me, I understand the value of money. What cannot give me good returns, I don't put my money on it. He changed his car eventually, but sincerely, he has solidified his business. Can we trust God that all of us will get to a place in life that it is money that will work for you, you will not be working for money? And it is possible, even from now. You just take a very to be prudent and be disciplined. Next slide. So prudency, financial prudency is the act of careful management of resources and capital in an effective and efficient manner. That's what it means. There's nobody that does not have money. I've had people say, no, I don't have enough money. My salary is small. No. It's not a matter of salary. It's not a matter of what comes in. It's not a matter of what you earn. It's a matter of habits. Some of you, no matter what comes to you, you like spending. No. Me. Spend money. Next slide. Pathway to financial prudence. Can we read it together? Can we talk about it? One is what? Effective saving culture. Number 2, continuous investment. Number 3, financial freedom. That is it. Pathway to financial prudency. You must have what we call effective saving culture. We must have continuous investments and financial freedom. The problem of every one of us, should I tell you one of our problems, is saving culture. Next slide. Let us do some self-check on financial prudency. What will you do with a sum of 100,000 naira you won in a quiz competition if your parents, well, some of you does not, let's remove parents. If you want to spend it. Let me put 1 million here. Let's start with 1 million. In March, you won the 1 million. What are you going to do? Messi, come and talk. Oh yeah. Come. I will call somebody from this side now. You won 1 million grants, maybe for your education. What will you do? Oh, yeah. It's because I know you now. What will you do? You won 1 million naira.
Okay. Based on my knowledge now, 1 million naira. I think I would, based on my knowledge, I would still do the 30, 50, 50, 30, 20 rule, because I know it. Of course, 50 expenses.
30.
Well, okay, let me scratch that. So because it's gifts, I won't do it like that. So based on my own knowledge now, I'm going to use majority of that money, maybe 70%, in a low investment, low risk investment, because I'm not into high risk investment like that. So I would go into low risk investment. I will use like 100,000 first I'll pay right. I'll use like another 100,000 first, go and shy. I'll now buy sneakers and buy use.
Okay. Who will help me here? You want 100 million naira? Ada? Is there? I know now. I will call people that I know.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I won 100. It's now 100, not even 1 million again. God, you're here, you know. 100 million. Okay. When I win it, my heart will be beating, the way it's beating like this. How will I spend it? Because I did not have a business plan before I won it, I'll go into investment. So I'll just remove small money and go and look for a financial advisor that will advise me on the best investment to do. After he has advised me, maybe I'll pay him like, out of that 100 million, I can pay him like 1 million. I still have 99. Because I will look for a very good one that will advise me very well. Then that 99, depending on his advice, I'll just invest like, I did not mention tithes. I'll pay tithes, so I'll pay tithes from the 100 first. Then, yes, I'll pay tithes now because it's God that gave it to me. I did not, after paying tithes, then I will do that, what I just said. After he had advised me, maybe I pay tithes of 10 million. I have 90 million, Abi. Out of that 90 million, I've paid 1 million to that advisor. I have 98. 89. Okay. So I invest 80. I don't have business plan. I will invest 80. Inside that, I'll share it. High risk 50. 30 will be low risk investment. Then the remaining one, I'll buy house for my
All right. See, shall I tell you something? I'm not going to call you. Shall I tell you something? Things that does not die hard is your habit. The way you will spend on 1,000 naira, the way you are spending 1,000 naira now, is the way you are going to spend 100,000 naira. Because habit is your what something is your habit is your habit. And that is why, as I'm saying something to you now, that the only thing all of us need in life is that God should teach us to profit. Because all of us are already blessed. That's why I don't pray for God bless me. All I ask God every time is, Father, teach me to profit today. Because there's no way resources will not come. It can come in 1,000. It can come in 1 million. So if you do not have an habit of God already teaching you to profit, and you are living with that habit, you will discover that poverty is not far. I'm not a poor man. True. But it's mercy. Because I understand God teaching you early to be profitable. So I don't say, Father, give me money. No. I have money already. 1,000 comes to my hand. 10,000 comes. 500 comes. 1 million comes. It comes in triple. But I know that must be an habit. The way I spend 1,000 that comes as a gift from you to me. Check it. That's where I'm going to spend my 1 million naira. And that's why you need to teach yourself early in life through God to be profitable with his resources. Should I tell you this? God is not a waster of resources. The reason why many of us, God cannot trust us with finances, is that because we have not allowed him to teach us to profit. So most times, whatever comes your way, if God knows that all you ask from me is bread, he will give you bread, and you will be satisfied. But sincerely, I don't pray for bread. All I trust God for every day is what? Seed. Because once harvest time will never cease, the seed will produce something. Let's go to the next slide. Let's read it together. Habit die hard, whatever you indulge in, stick with you. The way you manage a sum of 1,000 and a sum of 100,000 is a function of your habits. Are you financially prudent? Habit is habit. You know, some of you, as you said now, if you receive 50,000 alert from your uncle, chicken and chips, no? That chicken and chips, I will buy data to watch movie. After that, that breed, I need to do that breed. After that, you will think of what to do because of that money. Many of you seated now, you have this appetite to consume. You never have appetite to invest. May the Lord change it for you. Say amen. Because God is looking for an investor. We want to do homecoming. We'll be asking our pastors to give us money. No, we should get to a point. This is a generation that God has blessed with a lot of opportunity. We should be God's bank. God is looking for a kingdom banker that will be an investor. That if we start with 1,000, as small as 1,000, I will tell you something today and believe me for it. When I was earning 1,000 naira as salary in 1998, I would do contribution. I don't mind to walk distance. I will do contribution. So till today, I will do what? Contribution. Even now that I'm an employer of labor, I'm on this consistent doing contribution. When I was earning 1,000 naira, and I will walk a distance so that I can do that contribution. So when God knows that I will not spend everything, one for me see. Sometimes, don't laugh. How many of you remember when they started ATM machine? Remember that year? I remember it was in 2004 or 2005, thereabouts. And I started using the bank, Fidelity. They have their first branch and only branch and their ATM machine at G. Allen, and was living at Water. Check me. Because they are going to remove 65 naira. You remember that they told 65 naira. Once you withdraw, they will remove 65 naira. There's an ATM of Afribank at Agbowo. I said, like. I drove my wife to G. Allen to go and withdraw from an ATM machine. It should be, I want to do something. When I got there, the machine did not disperse. I drove myself back to Afribank at UI, and that one now dispersed. My wife said, because sincerely speaking, I have an appetite not to spend. I train myself, not because of my profession. When I said, God, teach me to profit, the first thing God taught me was discipline. That you must know not to say no. That's why I don't buy Asho Ebi, I don't buy Asho Ore, I don't buy any Asho. The one I have in my house, I've not finished wearing. Family function, they will not bring it to me because they know I'm not going to buy. I tell them, why should I buy? I have some clothes in my house and I have not put them on for 1 year. So do your function, let me wear that one, at least once in a year. Let's go ahead. Are you financially prudent? Next slide. Moving towards financial goal. Let's go ahead. Let me manage my time. Imbibe a financial structure. Look at what I want to do now. Do you see the graph? Ensure that you have a structured percentage allocated to every income that comes to your hand. Every income. Make sure you have a percentage allocated to them. When you look at this, is that all? Brother, that's not, it's supposed to be, thank you. See my own. Tithe is what? Are you looking at it? Investment is what? Charity is what? Personal effect is what? You must have a way of saying, if 1,000 comes to my hand, also let me explain this. It's supposed to be a structure, the way I discipline myself. So this is what God has done with me in the past. I remember that when I first started my business, the Lord said to me that about the issue of tithes, He gave me a position. So this structure can change. This structure can go to as far as maybe 30, 40%, depending on relationship and what God wants to do with you part-time, per season. This one, whatever, after this one. For me, after tithe, the next is investment. Charity, because in our kingdom, everything that comes to your hand is for the use for the kingdom. So God will tell you, this one that comes to your hand, that brother there, bless him with somebody, or that person, somebody's coming to you, reserve something for some people. I put a percentage on it. Personal effects. Personal effect can go down sometimes to 10% with me. So I have this. And I've been doing that for some time. If anything comes to my hand, I look for savings. Because I'm into business, I pay my office. I was talking to a friend yesterday. I said, even your card that you are using, you pay. You create an investment structure whereby you treat yourself also the way if you are employed, you'll be treated. Next slide. Investment structure. And I'm going to talk about this. It can increase if it's possible. Everyone is talking about alternative means of income and investing rather than saving, the popular phrase everyone knows. The question is, how should people invest and where should they invest? I told you about tithe. I said the next thing for me is investment. And I'm going to talk about investment briefly. I've been working since 1998. How many years? Eh? How many years? 26 years. I borrowed once, and that was 3 years ago. When I say I borrowed once, that is, I applied for a facility, maybe from, not a structure now, just from a fund. Before, maybe in my corporate, maybe where we are contributing money, when it's my turn, I will take my money and I pay that back. Or when I was working in the bank, we have what we call an investment platform where everybody puts money in there. You can draw and you will pay back from your salary, and also you get an interest for that. So that was on one side. Like, I approached somebody like I need a fund. It was about 3 years ago. And that money, when I collected that money, I used that money for an investment to buy something. What I bought that time now, let's say 1 million. What I bought that time is about 5 million. Chimoyawo. Did I? Chimoyawo buy? As it today, the thing worth about, let's say, 5 million. So the point I'm trying to bring out is that you must think about putting seed somewhere. And everybody needs to grow an investment plan. What then by investment plan means that you start today. With 5,000, you can start your own investment plan. You can enter investment structure. Let me tell you something. There's something we have now, there's money markets. There's an investment in real estate. There's an investment in money markets. People can go to real estate land and things like that. You might not be able to start like that. But even from your allowance, why can't you start something? I remember the way I was training my boys when they were growing up. If anybody gives them money, I will tell them to save it. So I tell them that whatsoever they save, by the end of the year, I will double it and I'll put it in their own account. So when one of them was going to school for the first semester institution, he just went to his account and he was able to clear many things that he has to do from that savings. The point I'm trying to bring out is that you need to invest money. If you eat it, it will not come back to you. So anybody can start from any class. You can invest in real estate, you can invest in government instruments and so on. An ordinary person in Nigeria can invest. Don't say, I don't have money. I told you when I was earning 1,000, I have started the process. Putting money aside. There's something I've been doing now for, it will be 5 years. Maybe 5 years, yes. Standing order, that money just go. Leave my account. And I can't touch it. There's something that I do also with my wife that none of us can touch it. I won't run. Because if you don't know how to do investments, there's always plenty time and there's always a nil time. But the most important is that you must have your leaf must be green all the year. That makes you to be a blessed man. What can make your leaf to be green all the year is investment. I was talking to a man recently. The man said his own target this year is to build an investment platform for himself that will have a passive income of $1 million every month. It's possible. Just start in your own little way. Let's go to the next slide. Just go to the next slide. I just want to make sure I move fast on this. You can have a question: how can ordinary Nigerian get on the investment ladder? How can I be involved in ladder? I have said it several times. You can start with cooperative. You can start with. I don't know what's going on with some of our generation now. You need youth church. You need youth fellowship. You can create a fund for yourself. Should I tell you something? If you have a cooperative, how many of you have a cooperative? Can I see your hand? Cooperative society. Okay. If you get a loan from cooperative, how much would they charge you as an interest? Eh? 5%. So watch. If I collect 1 million from that cooperative at 5%, I will take it to go and buy a treasury bill of 1 million naira. Jumoke, elema funwa as interest. Eh? Let's say they will give you, I'm just asking on the spot, they will give you 18%. So do you know what people do now? If you know how to do capital mix, you will go and borrow money from your cooperative. They will give you, you take only 9%. You will take it to your treasury bill. They will give you 18%. So that 18%, you can ask for that money upfront. No be so jum, okay? Or I can make it to crystallize at the end of the term of 1 year. So if it is 18% and I collect it upfront, that is 180. No be so. The interest of the cooperative bank, I can put 100,000 back into my cooperative to increase my worth, and my 80,000 I will use it. That is why people go to cooperative not to go and buy land. They will protect it. They call it, you are doing capital mix, your investment mix. So everybody must know how to invest. So you can start from cooperative. You can start as small as 5,000 naira. Do you know that today you can do a mutual fund of 5,000 every month? In some of these banks, they do it. So investment opportunities are outside there. When you are with your data, what you should do first is, how can you invest? How can you spend 1,000 data not knowing to know what I can use it to look for what can I invest on? There's what they call NODA now. NOBA. NOBA is a commodity system. What they do in NOBA, they give you 15% on your investments. And all they do is that they use it to move good grains, and it's fully insured. You don't ask me why. It's because of my jebo of thinking. When they offer me that, I say, oh, look at it. But sincerely speaking, they give me an assurance. But I know it's possible. Even if I don't want to do 1 million, I can do 20,000 for a start. Because you spread your investments, your money around so that you can have a good return. Let's go ahead. I want to mind your time. You can invest in stock, you can invest in bond, you can invest in other security. Please, let's go ahead. You can invest in money markets. Money markets, mutual fund are low risk fund. People that are looking for low risk fund. Money markets is a low risk fund. And it involves markets like treasury bill, commercial paper, bank deposits. It involves those are low risk fund. You can invest in that thing. Don't say, I cannot do. You can do treasury bill. Do you know that if you do contribution, how many of you know that if you save 5,000 every month, what would that give you by December? 60,000. Do you for 10 years, and what would that give you? Eh? If you do that for 10 years, you give what? 600,000. But do you know that if you don't put that